live one-on-one conversation. 30 minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors to motivators, chefs, and even rappers to up-and-comings with the It Factor. It's the Jazzy K Ward coming at ya. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Tune in, chime in, sit back, relax. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. I'm your host, Jazzy K Ward, and welcome to another edition of Artist Talk. I'm your host. So glad. Happy Memorial Day weekend. So glad that you can welcome me into your homes, wherever you are across the world. But whatever you do this weekend, wherever you're driving, you and your family, please make sure you be safe and watch out for the other driver. I see a lot of people coming in the room, and just a little house rules before we get started. Don't forget, make sure you go over to K Ward Radio on my YouTube channel. If not, subscribe. Tell your mom and them, your auntie them, your cousin and them, everybody in them about K Ward Radio. Subscribe to the website, kwardradio.com. See, it's very simple. All you have to remember is K Ward, Kward. That's all. That's all you have to do. I appreciate it. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest. This brother is an international recording artist. He has that it factor. He's a producer, he's a composer, he's an arranger, he isn't a pianist. And I taught him everything he knows. No, I'm just teasing y'all. So, ladies and gentlemen, our special guest is Demetrius Crayon Neighbors. But let's show you a little snippet of why this brother has that it factor right here on Artist Talk. There you hear that? Do you hear the melody? Do you hear the sound? Maybe that's why this brother called himself the crayon. All those textures and colors on the keys, ladies and gentlemen. So what I need everyone to do that's coming in the room, I need you to share the love, share the live, and let's welcome producer, composer, arranger, Mr. Demetrius Crayon Neighbors to Artist Talk. Let's give it up, y'all.
Hey. That's a nice introduction, man. I'm gonna have to take you on the road.
Hey, call a brother, and I'm right there.
Because I have to think about it. I was like, is he really talking about me? All those things? I wasn't really sure. So,
my brother. But
appreciate it, man.
Before we get started, I see everyone in the room. I see Ace. I see everybody, all my friends. Heidi Tan. We got Costello. We got Jeffrey. We got Rose Lady Edmond. you better check out Jazz Lovers Corners, y'all. You better check them out.
Absolutely.
My friend Kenneth Wynn, everybody that's come in the room. Again, thank you all so much. If you have any questions or comments for Demetrius, just leave them there. I promise you, we'll do our best to get those answered. But first, brother, again, welcome to the show.
Thank you, man. I'm honored. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And Demetrius, you're going to hear me say one of my favorite lines, shame on you. Shame on me for taking so long to ask this brother to have a conversation with me. But
it's all right. It's okay.
I mean, like when I listen to your music, it's like, it's like God. When you're praying and I listen to the melodies of your music. So I'm just gonna ask you this first. You sound like you grew up in the church, the way you play. I hear the gospel.
Definitely. My roots are in church and gospel. Unfortunately, I mean, you've seen my post about my uncle passing.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry for you.
Larry Nix. He's known as Detroit Nix, but he was the one who got me started playing. I mean, hearing him play in church on the organ was like, really like God. So he got me started. I started playing around 13, 14, playing at church, and we used to play blues at church and everything. So it wasn't just churchy music. They used to promenade down the aisle, which is like dancing down the aisle in the middle aisle at church. So it was amazing. It was amazing.
You didn't get a lot of whoopings, did you, Dimitri?
I did.
You told me like you got a lot of whoopings. Dimitri, I had an aunt when I used to, go with my grandmother to church, and she was like, well, we're going to church. And I was like, I don't want to go. And she's like, you going?
Oh, yeah.
My aunt name was America. And me and my brothers and cousins, we would sit in the back of the church. And Demetri, I don't know if you had one of them aunts, but if you talk or wish, she would pinch you. Like on your show. You ever had one of them pinches where they pinch you and then
Yes, that's my grandmother. She used to do it. And we used to be in the back of the church. And she would, one time she was in a choir stand with the choir. And my cousin and I, we were acting up at church. Do you know, she was like, y'all come up here, and called us up there while service was going on. We had to go sit in the choir stand.
Yes. I remember that, but I don't know.
And we still got a whooping when we got home after that.
I'm like, okay, my auntie has already whooped me. Then my grandmother said she was going to whoop me, and my granddaddy when I got back home. And I'm like, and then we're going to tell your mama.
Right. It was just a domino effect. Yeah.
Hey, my friend Icon. Hey, Kenna, thank you all so much, for joining me. But what I'm going to do, Demetri, first, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. This really has nothing to do with your your music career. Awesome. Just 3 questions I had.
Okay.
What's the best thing about you? That you can say on,
Those are not fair questions. I can already tell where this is going. I think I'm about gracefully. I would say the best thing about me, I'm very attentive.
Okay.
Very attentive. Yeah. Very, very, and that goes with being detail oriented. I think I am.
Okay. What brings you joy?
Helping others, serving others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Is there anything you wish you had done sooner?
Sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is one. There is one I wish I would have did sooner. Yeah. And that would be pretty much relocate to LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not too late. Yeah, I get it.
Tomato. It's subjective. You're still dealing with the industry, and
all right.
When you're young, the it factor, and then as you get older, it's just like anything else.
Yeah, like anything else.
Yeah.
And Demetri, even from like last year during the pandemic, things are slowly starting to open up. But at that time in March, when this happened,
yes,
I mean, like what was going through your mind, and how did you and your family navigate through that entire year?
I was actually for my family, the toughest part was somewhat with the job situation. It was more for our kids than it was for us. Like my wife was she was already on a leave for medical, so that was pretty okay. And then for my corporate job and my side business, because I also do accounting and taxes,
Okay.
because I'm an accountant as well. So nothing slowed down.
Nothing.
Nothing slowed down. Only thing that slowed down was music, which gave me time to work on the album and produce for others. So, really that's how we navigated. And then, just continue to pray and try to stay safe and just, um, we spent a lot of time because you don't realize how much time you don't spend with your family when everything was rocking and rolling around the clock. Everyone has their own lives, and, I'm gigging, producing, accounting, and they have their own lives, and you really just don't realize how much time you don't spend together until the pandemic happened. So
Yeah, that's true. Well, when you think about during this time, especially I think in the African American community, even with mental illness,
yes.
mental illness, music is healing, and we always hear, mind, body, and soul. But even for myself during that time, Demetrius, it gave me a time to reflect.
Absolutely.
Think back a lot of things that I needed to take care of that I did not take care of. Did you kind of find yourself in that same situation?
Absolutely. My friends and my family, we talk about it. It was like a reset button for me. It made me appreciate life. It made me appreciate music because I'm so hard on myself musically. And then, we have our own expectations. So it allowed me to go back and just reflect on why I play music, why I do what I do, and just appreciate life. Especially, we lost so many people during this year. I mean, it was ridiculous, just unheard of. So yeah, it was definitely a reset button.
Yeah, reset button. So when you think about music, what does music heal you from?
Well, it's an outlet. It allows you to be creative. It allows me to be creative. It allows me to tap into that realm. And that's what I love about music. And I understand we call it at church, you have to, keep one foot in and one foot out as a musician and singer, because you need to worship and all that. But yet you need to still pay attention to the pastor and what's going on and, be able to move. And so with music, especially with jazz, especially straight ahead jazz, because I love straight ahead jazz. That's what I went to school for, because I have my bachelor's and master's in music. So when it comes to straight ahead and improvisation, I just feel like I can go into that space and that realm. The perfect movie was Soul. That Soul movie was a perfect movie to describe what musicians and singers go through when they go into that realm. I thought it was excellent.
It was excellent. Let me ask you, why should Black people care about jazz?
Because if they do the research, it's part of history. That was the only way we could really communicate with that, back then when they were lynching and and all that's taking us. That's when that ring circle. They could on break they would go outside, do the ring circle, dance around, and express how they felt musically, singing and dancing.
That's right.
And that's part of our heritage.
That's so true. Kenneth Wynn said, Stanley Jordan studied musical therapy. Never underestimate the healing power of music. That is so true, Kenneth. I can, Demetri, me being a historian in civil rights, when I think about the struggle, if you can go back to, say, Dr. Martin Luther King days, music for, I think, the African American community was so important or instrumental in the household, because again, there were a lot of Blacks, I'm not saying all during that time, that maybe didn't have televisions.
Absolutely. Right.
They got ready to go out, listen to jazz music. And that's how, they would say jazz and blues music was almost like a sin. Because even Dr. Martin Luther King, if you knew, he was a avid jazz listener, but he kind of listened to it, privately.
Right. Yeah. 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 Again, the power of music is amazing. One testimony I'll share from a fan, they expressed to me with my new album, and it's not available worldwide yet, but we'll get to that anyway. With the new album, Perseverance, they listened to it, and during this pandemic, they say they were going through, mentally just, depression and, not loving their life and, not happy, very unhappy. And they said my album brought them to a place where they started smiling and finding the meaning of life again. And that was amazing to me, because I'm like, okay, it's a record. It's definitely a record. I definitely pray before I compose any music, but to hear those type of stories, that's everything. Right. That's everything.
That's everything. Hey, what's up,
Jervis? My man.
What's up? Ultimate Entertainment is in the house.
Yes.
My girl,
Costella. She is amazing. Yeah. And I was so happy that I had the honor of working with her through Jeff Kennedy. It was amazing.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning into the show, I have the one and the only. This brother is out of Detroit, Michigan, right? Producer, composer, arranger, pianist, Demetrius Crayon Neighbors. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a break and we're going to have a performance. You don't want to miss it, y'all. All right here on Jazzy After Dark. We'll be right back. Hi, this is Jazzy K. Ward, your host for Saturday Jazz Affair on FM 90.7 WVAS. Join me for a new segment of Artist Talk. That's 10 a.m. Central Standard Time each Saturday on WVAS. We're going to talk to artists about their music, have great conversation, and much more. That's on Artist Talk on 90.7 FM WVAS. Of course, you can stream the show via WVASFM.org. I hope you can tune in. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Go ahead and, pour your little glass of wine, Kool-Aid, whatever y'all drink on a Friday. We're having a great conversation with Demetrius. Hey, brother, I got mine right here. I got mine.
That's my drinky drink.
That's my drinky drink. I understand, my brother. But make sure you go over to Demetrius' website. Check it out at dknmusic.com. And if you don't know this, brother, shame on you for not knowing Demetrius Neighbors, right? But I have to ask you before I go into my next question.
Yes, sir.
Where did Crayon come from?
I knew it was coming. Yes. So it's between my two brothers, Larry Whitfield and Howard Webb, and they both had this, disagreement or this conversation that I gave him Crayon. However, the winner is Howard Webb, and why is that? Because years ago he was over my house and we were working on some music production, and I was going through arrangements and coming up with things, and he was like, bro, every time I hear you play, arrange, compose, he said, you have so much color in your music. He said, I'm gonna start calling you Crayon. And I was like, that's it. And so that's where Crayon came from. It's nice when somebody else can name you and you not name yourself. It's pretty cool.
Hey,
and so it just resonated with me when he said that. So.
When he said it. Yeah, I mean, because Crayon, I just thought about all your sound is like prohibitive. You mean the textures? I just call it textures and colors and vibe and the groove, and that's what we're gonna have right now. This your new song, Into the Light. Lord, take us to the light. When I heard the song, I was like, this brother is bad, and you're gonna perform that for us right here on Artist Talk, and then we'll talk about it a little bit right after this. Okay?
Yes, but I got to give it up for my man Jeff Kennedy. We co-wrote that song. He brought it to me, and I loved it. And we just did our thing with it. So yes, enjoy Into the Light. Yes.
Into the Light, ladies and gentlemen, right here on Artist Talk. That was amazing, my brother. Did you write that?
Yes, me and Jeff Kennedy, we did.
Yeah. I mean, Jeff, he's amazing. Yeah, that's a nice side ballroom dancing, the groove, everything. Althea Renee, I love her.
Yes, that's my sister, man. That's my big sis. I'm grateful to, I'm her musical director as well. And actually, the band you see, we play for her, when she's here or when she's around Midwest and all that. So, yeah.
So Demetrius, when is Demetrius Neighbors, the masterclass coming? I know you got one at work.
I actually don't.
What?
And I actually don't. So many people, I've been fortunate that so many, individuals ask me to teach them, and I just don't have time. And it's because of accounting. it's kind of a curse. Like
Hmm.
I didn't want to be a musician.
Wow.
Right. So everybody is so, you know, shocked when I say that. My goal was not to be a musician when I was younger.
Okay.
Hence I didn't start playing till 13, 14. So I've always wanted to be a CPA. I know, not exciting, but I've always wanted to be a CPA. So I still love accounting. I tried to do music. I was doing music full time for a lot of years, but I was still on the side doing accounting work because I just love accounting. I do. I love helping people, businesses, and everything. So it's hard for me to do a master class because I'm so involved. Half of my time is in accounting while trying to do the artist and producer. So it's pretty tough.
I understand. So, for all those who are watching now, who go back and watch the replay,
Mhm.
how can we continue to support you in your music? And everybody that's on this live now, go get the song Into the Light right now. It's available now, right, Demetrius?
Yes, it's available now. The album should be available streaming wise in about another month or so, between June and July. Some things I'm getting together that's actually a blessing for me for the project. So just working on the business end.
Okay.
But the song is available, and my other projects are available too. A Journey Within Part 1 and 2, and my holiday album that I did back in 2012. So all that is available on via all digital outlets, retailers. So,
what about any signed copies? Do you sign copies, or can people hit you up directly and get an autograph copy?
yes, directly they can hit me up by going to my website and my email, because I did do a pre-sale. And Jazzy, I think you've seen it, but did you get your CD?
I
You
did.
did. You did. Okay, that's a conversation off air. We're gonna we'll talk about it.
We're gonna talk about it. Shame on me, right? Shame on me. I'm gonna blame
No.
everything on the pandemic.
Right, that works. That's what everybody doing. So it works.
But I got you. I definitely.
Yeah. So I did print up a small batch back at end of March, and it pretty much sold out. I have just a few left. So if anybody want a hard copy, they can easily go to my website and email me, and we can go from there. Or if they're on Facebook, just direct message me and direct message me on what is that I don't use that much, but it comes to my phone. What's that? The Instagram?
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Instagram.
So, yes.
That's right, Costello. Shame on me.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
Costello, get him. He's missing it. He's missing it. So
And also Kenneth said he hope he can get it on Amazon.
it'll be available, like I said, within June, that time frame, June or July. So yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know, you've worked with a lot, from including Kim, Tim Bowman, my boy Willie Bradley, Althea Costello, but who were some of your musical influences?
Number one for me, George Duke, Chick Corea, those two, and Gonzalo Rubalcaba. Of course, Herbie Hancock. But so many, but those four really stood out for me.
Did you get the opportunity to ever work with any of those artists?
I did not get a chance to. I've met everyone, but I did not get a chance to work with them personally. Right. So yeah.
So I'm going to ask you this question. I'm just going to
You said three. I think we didn't. You said three questions.
Three questions. So when we think about, we were talking about music, Demetrius.
Yes,
a lot of people would say, "Hey, jazz is Black folk music," and jazz is our music, but it's been sustained affectionately by a white audience. Why do you think so?
Freedom, just the style of the music. Again, you can express yourself. There's a jazz language there that's unknown unless you're in it, and it's just so appealing. And again, jazz, it doesn't have a boundary, and music doesn't have boundaries anyway. Right. So that's why it's all over the world. And again, I just think I appreciate non-African Americans picking up on the music and just sustaining it. So I mean, it helps. So yes, sir.
Dimitri, have you ever thought, what do you do when the world is not ready for your sound? Because I like when you said freedom.
Well, I don't know. I just continue to create, and hopefully people continue to believe in me, and I just appreciate the ones that support, from all the radio promoters to all the fans. That's all I can really worry about or care about. You know, people who don't support, you know, it's subjective. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm going to continue to create. Definitely.
That's right. Hey, my friend Christian. That's right, Christian. Music, it has no color. It's universal.
Universal. Yes.
That's what I used to always tell my friends. You know, I can remember as a young child in Cincinnati, Ohio, music was always in my home. But I think I used to tell my mom I had no choice but to love George Benson, because I heard so much Lou Rawls and George Benson in my house. I didn't have a choice but to love jazz. So I have such an appreciation for jazz, and I have an appreciation for music, but especially, you know, jazz music, and it is universal. But Demetrius, do you think the genre of jazz gets the acknowledgement from today's generation?
Not per se, because they feel like jazz music is very complex. It's and when I say jazz music, I'm talking more like the straight ahead, the more complex music. Of course, I think smooth jazz does, but at the same time, I think smooth jazz could get more acknowledged. Jazz, period.
That's right.
You know, but the generation, we still have new generation now who they start off young and they are playing their behinds off. That's carrying the tradition. So it's still there. It may be underground, you know, but it's still alive.
It's most definitely there. Because see, people be surprised. They don't think jazz. They don't think I turn up, because you know I'm always laid back. And
right.
Do I listen to jazz? I tell people, I tell my niece and nephew that live in Houston, I said, when you listen to the hip hop, jazz isn't all of that.
All the samples. Okay, let me tell you, Bob James and Jeff Lober. Yeah, they're making a lot of money. Because their music, and that's what people don't understand that listen to hip hop. A lot of that has to do with jazz. It's sampled. So yeah, Jay-Z did it a lot. So kudos to him. And I love the fact that the producers who are creating these tracks and including jazz in it, it's you know, hats off to them, man, because they're doing it. They do it with classical and they do it with jazz. So it's definitely alive.
So what do you want people to take away, you know, Demetrius, when they hear your music?
Just the love and the feeling of being happy, and just whatever emotion, you know, it gives them. Again, because every song that I compose, arrange, I always pray before I do anything. So a lot of that comes from above. So I'm just a vessel. So that's it.
Hey, my brother, I mean, I love your music, and I tell y'all, you know, this brother has that it factor, y'all. Demetrius Crayon Neighbors. So Demetrius, you know,
yes, sir.
I'm sure you've seen, my brother, the different, you know, the verses with the various artists that's going on. But just hypothetically speaking, if you were to do a verses with someone today, and you know, who would you want to do a verses with in the jazz area?
In the jazz area, who I would want to do a verses with?
Yeah.
Well, see, my catalog is probably not extensive as, you know, some of the older gents, so they'll wipe me out. So I don't know. I don't know, but I mean, I love Brian Culbertson. I love Nicholas Cole.
Yeah.
Who I want to do a verses with? Love Brian Simpson. It's too many. It is too many. Pieces of a Dream, James Lloyd. It's just too many. I don't know. You got me there, Jazzy. I don't know which one.
It's just, you know, it's just like so many, out there. Supernatural.
It is.
That's right, Chris. So you know what?
So which wait a minute. So which one would you like to see me do a versus with? I'm gonna turn it back to you.
Oh, you're gonna turn it around on me.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good, my brother. Let's see. I would like to see you do one. You and Nathan Mitchell.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. That was the second person I thought about when I said that, because that's my bro. I've actually thought about that. I did, and I'm sorry for leaving Nate out because it was in my mind.
Yeah,
that would be a nice versus. That's my boy. That's my boy.
That's like
now he has a lot of catalog, so he's gonna win. He's gonna win, but it would be nice because we have different flavors but similar. So yeah.
But similar, yeah. I think that would be, like Costello said, that would be hot, like fire.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hot, and then all we need is a mojito to go with that. That's all we need.
Yeah.
That's all we need. So, so if I'm hanging out in Detroit, riding in a Cadillac with a gangster lean, Demetrius, neighbors.
What? Be careful. All depends what area you're in.
So if we're around the, like, who would we be listening to? Well, don't tell me satellite radio, which is fine. I listen to that too. But do you ever put CDs in your car, in your CD player, or your iPod?
Oh yeah, definitely. Between again, Gonzalo Rubalcaba, I also listen to some classical, but I also listen to gospel as well. Okay. And sometimes I just turn off the radio.
But sometimes you just like, I need some time to reflect on me.
I do, yes. And just to reflect, just enough noise. I hear so much. But if I'm riding around, usually I'm playing other artists' music. Just appreciating what God has given them and their talent, and not analyzing, just enjoying what they've created, because everyone is unique. So everyone brings something to the table and you can learn from everyone. So that's what I usually do. So, and then also I put on my hip hop and all that, because I love that stuff too. I do. I love all that.
So I can see Demetrius Neighbors and you and Snoop Dogg, or Jay-Z, or some, have you ever thought about doing something with a hip hop artist?
Absolutely, yeah. I absolutely thought about it. I used to do some rap and hip hop tracks, years ago. It's still in me. I'm even thinking about doing an album where it features a bunch of artists, just that collaboration of my style with them, and I think it would be dope. Just like I do with R&B, I bring the jazz in there, but yet still give it that R&B flavor. And that's one of the songs on the album is called Too Comfortable. And right now that's everyone's favorite song on that album because it's R&B, but then I put this jazz section in there. So again, I love hip hop, rap, trap beats and all that. I do it. And that's what I did with that song too. I put a little bit of trap in there. And the production, yes, but yet it comes back to the jazz. And the writer, her name is Anisha Burchett. She is freaking amazing. She's wrote for everybody. She used to be signed with Darkchild. She's written for what's her name? Play the guitar. I can't think of her name. It left me.
Guitar. She's a jazz artist?
No, R&B artist. I know her name. I can't think of it.
Not her.
Yeah, her. Yeah, her. Yeah, she's written for her, Mary J. Blige, for everyone.
Right.
So I'm actually thinking about doing that. At least doing an album that has hip hop and R&B going on. So.
And I think my friend Kenneth, he said Hank Tankard. I don't know if he was saying Ben Tankard. If that what Kenneth was talking about.
I think yeah. It has to be Ben Tankard.
I think it has
actually, if he is talking about Ben Tankard, I used to be heavily influenced by him because he was him and Tim Bowman kind of really did the gospel jazz. They really brought that on the scene, and Ben Tankard, his arrangements back then, I just loved them. So he influenced me as well. So
okay. That's amazing. What's your favorite gospel song or hymn, if you have one? If you can. It's hard to one, I'm sure.
Favorite gospel hymn or artist? Which one?
Song. You have a favorite gospel song
Mm,
or
m-
artist?
well, my favorite gospel song, I love He's Able.
He's able. All right.
hmm
How
He's
about
Able. I love that. From a hymn perspective, I love Tis So Sweet.
Oh yeah, beautiful
Yeah.
song.
Yes, sir.
Tears,
Definitely.
so sweet. The doors in
hmm
the church are open, ladies and gentlemen. The doors of the church are open. Put the money in the collection plate. Go to dknmusic.com and make sure you check out my brother Demetrius
Yes,
Brown.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Make sure you- That's so, my brother. What can we expect? Anything? I know it's hard with the pandemic. Anything you can tell us about that's coming up this year? Next
We Yes. So I have a major performance coming up with Althea and Jasmine Gint. So my band from here, from Detroit, we are going out with them to Montego Bay at the end of June, and we're
year?
doing a concert there. So I'm really excited about that. And then have a have some performance coming up with Lynn Roundtree and Tim Bowman next month as well. So June, July, and August are starting to fill up a little bit.
Okay.
Definitely
Well,
starting to fill up.
y'all find a way to get Jazzy on that trip, some kind of way. Montego, all you got to do is call me. Just call me.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing with Althea and Jasmine again. So that's going to be exciting. So yeah.
You should also check out my brother, also in Detroit. If I don't know if you know Marvin Thompson Jr. He
Oh
lives.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
my brother. He's
He's a bad boy, man. Marvin
yeah.
Thompson Jr. is a bad boy. Yes, sir. Yeah.
And let people know where are you available on all social media sites, Demetrius?
Yes, all social media sites, Instagram, Facebook. Only one I'm not really available on because I just refuse to go on there is TikTok.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't did anything with that yet. I just haven't.
Go ahead
I'm
and
pulled so thin. Yeah, Twitter, I'm on there. Yes, I'm trying to get better with that. I'm pretty bad. I need to hire some people to really help me with this social media. I do what I can with Facebook, but it's just so time consuming. Oh my God, it is.
I know.
So yes, it is. Even trying to get better with my website, updating more. I'm just pulled so in so many areas. I have to reach out and start asking for help, and I'm pretty bad with that. So don't judge me. Don't judge me.
Shame on you. You got to do it, my brother. Shame on you.
Yes, hashtag shame on me. You're right about that.
Hashtag shame on you.
Yeah.
So my final yeah, how are you a media strategist? Now I didn't say
Yeah.
that. Producer said that now.
No, that yeah. Tell the producer. The producer probably need to give me a call. So we can definitely don't. Yes, I am going to, especially with this new album. Definitely planning to hire media strategists. So
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that'll be great. So
Yes.
my final question for you, my brother. You
Mhm.
know, in this business, I'm sure you've seen ups and downs, highs and lows. Someone watching you, young woman, a young man, to see this thing, and they want to get into the business. What's the best advice you can give them, Demetrius?
Find someone that's doing it better than you. Listen to them, and whatever you really want to do, whatever your desire is,
Mhm.
just do it. Just do it. Don't let anyone talk you out of it. So you have to be careful with that as well, because people will. How can I say it? They would transfer what happened to them on you and make it seem like you cannot do it because they weren't able to do it.
That's right.
And don't allow that to happen. Just do what you feel. So if you want to play classical and you want to be a classical artist, you have to work. You can do it. Don't let somebody come tell you, oh well, I tried that, it didn't work.
Right.
Well, I'm not you. I mean, thank you for sharing your story, but I
Mhm.
know I need to work at it and I can do it.
That's
So
right.
that's one of the challenging things being in the business, because that can happen, but stay strong and persevere through it. Yeah.
That's right. And and surround yourself with the right people. That's so
Absolutely. Yes.
and keep yourself focused, have God in your life, or or whatever your belief
Or
is,
whatever you believe in. Yeah, exactly.
whatever your
A higher power, definitely.
higher power.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
My brother
And
Demetrius, it has been real, my brother.
thank you, Jazzy. I really appreciate it, man.
Hey,
Appreciate it. You might be off the hook when you come here. We might not get you now.
I know.
I think you made up for it. I think it's all right. So
I made up, my brother. Hey, everybody, make sure you go over to dknmusic.com and check out Demetrius. That's his website. Get the music, download the music, my people. Tell your mama, them, your auntie, your cousin, everybody, even them friend and enemies, even let them know.
yes.
Tell somebody to tell somebody. It's all about support, and independent artists, they need they all
We
need
do. Yes, we do. We need your help, and we need you to survive out here because we don't have a machine that's pushing us. We're pushing ourselves.
That's
So
right.
I appreciate everyone who has been supporting me all these years, who's joined the interview today. Jazzy, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I would come on here anytime because you're the man. You're the man.
Hey, next time, look, you can at least put me on the next CD. At least let me do the intro. I can smooth it out. Do the intro and the outro on the CD.
Okay. I like that. As long as you're not trying to sing or play, we're all good. Because I need to hear something. I need to hear something first.
Well, I'm gonna have to get you to teach me a session before I actually get on that.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
no problem.
Thank you so much. You have my continued support, my brother. I want you to hang around for about a minute or two for me, okay?
No problem.
All right, appreciate it. Hey, guys. Well, another great show. International recording artist Demetrius Crayon Neighbors. Check out the website, dknmusic.com. It's available everywhere where music is sold. Just Google this brother. I told you he definitely has that it factor. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on the show. Don't forget to go over to K Ward Radio and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Hit that little bell right there so you can get all the notifications. Check out these amazing conversations with these amazing guests, which all have that it factor, as well as kwardradio.com. Don't forget to subscribe to that as well. Any artists that would like to be featured on the show, all of my information is there. Mail me your CDs. You can email it to me as well. If you would like to support the show, my information is there. PayPal and Cash App is also for there. Thank you all so much. And don't forget to join me on each and every Saturday on FM 90.7 WVAS, Alabama State University, for a Saturday Jazz Affair. You'll hear a mixture of music from a little bit of everybody. I'm going to have an amazing conversation with the one and only Costella. That's tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. You don't want to miss it. Thank you all so much for everyone for your comments on the show. For those who go back and watch the replay, thank you all so much. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Be safe. And hey, be kind to each other. Take care. We'll see you next time.
Pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors to motivators, chefs, and even rappers to up and comings with the it factor. It's the Jazzy K Ward coming at ya.